for the Heat in year one, but I don't think they will win the championship. I say give it to year two, and they'll win the championship. But Miami was a different animal because Miami doesn't have, they have one injury-prone guy. He's not injury-prone, people. He just had an injury that didn't get fixed right in college. So don't stop calling Dwayne injury-prone. He's not injury-prone. It's the same thing he had in college. They just didn't do it right. Nobody realizes that. But now you're on an injury-prone team with guys that drop like flies all of a sudden, or guys that cause injuries, and they drop other people like flies. But this is probably, I don't know if I can call it his worst team, but this by far is one of LeBron's biggest challenges.
Number never lied. Said it was LeBron's fourth worst team.
behind the other Cavs teams that he took to the playoffs.
The Cavs, where they went to the
when they went to the finals,
2007 finals
was the second worst team he had.
Yeah.
And then the worst team he had, I think, was his rookie season. Was his worst team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't see.
Oh, and LeBron, by the way, the best teams you were on, you left.
I just don't see how Golden State could lose this. If they lose this, I'm just straight to call like it is. It's a choke job. If Golden State loses, it's a choke job. I'm expecting Golden State to win this. If
they do this, LeBron James cements himself as number 1A behind Michael Jordan. If he wins, if he goes out and he wills this team by himself to do it, he puts himself as 1A to Michael Jordan. No question, no ifs, ands, buts about it. I will sit here and say the man is just as good as Michael Jordan if he can take this sorry team and win the championship.
I totally agree with you.
He's not going to do it because this team is not built the way other teams were, to where they can lose a guy and somebody else will kind of pick up the slack. You can do that against crappy teams in the East. You can't do that against a team that is fully stacked and runs on 12 cylinders all game long.
So let me ask you this, because some of the best shooters, besides Ray Allen, but he won it as a complimentary piece. If Steph Curry wins this, he's already been discussed as one of the best shooters ever.
Oh yeah, he's already in discussion as one of the best.
If he wins it as a number one option,
you can't call him the best shooter ever if he wins it as the number one option. But he is one of the greatest shooters. Somebody said Reggie Miller was a better shooter. No. Y'all have this myth about Reggie Miller and scoring 8 points in 4 seconds or whatever he did, that he did it all the time. No, that was just one time. Reggie did a lot of choke jobs too, to where he wasn't knocking down shots. Reggie Miller was spotting up, knocking down shots. Steph Curry creates his own 3-point shots. 3-pointers. We're not talking about step-back 15-footers. We're talking about step-back 30-footers that this guy nails down on just a regular, and the net doesn't move. He shot one where the ball went straight through. The net didn't even move, and no one knew it went in. And I'm like, did that ball go in? I'm like, it went in. The net just didn't move. He is arguably one of the best shooters that I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to say this. If he wins the title, as no one I know he does more things. In my eyes, what I have seen watching basketball, he will go down the best shooter in my eyes. I know it's up for debate, and you got the right to debate this, but
it's not debating because he is up there. There's guys like Ray Allen that created the...
What about your boy Glenn Rice?
Yeah, Glenn Rice was a great... Steph Curry is better than Glenn Rice just because a lot of the guys we're talking about were spot-up shooters. And we're coming off... Ray Allen ran a lot. And Ray Allen, in his early days, created his own shot because
he had to. He was a beast.
Yeah, because he
had to. In Milwaukee, he was a beast.
Exactly. But later on in his career, he made the corner three-pointer a layup. Ray Allen made the corner three-pointer seem like a layup, which everyone does now anyway because that's the way the game is going. But Ray Allen done this type of stuff too when he was younger, and he's a phenomenal shooter, and you can argue it. But like I said, if LeBron won it, he'd be 1A with Mike as the greatest. If Steph Curry won, he's going to be 1A, B, or C as far as great three-point shooters go. Because I'm sorry, I still have a small part in my heart Larry Bird's arguably one of the greatest shooters that I've ever seen. And he could do the same thing Steph does, but he was bigger. He was a bigger guy, and he could cross you up. And he's the most unathletic-looking person in the face of this earth. And could make you look so stupid. And him, to me, is still... Like, his shot has lost a lot throughout the years that people don't talk about him anymore. But Larry Bird is still one of the greatest shooters ever to step foot on a floor. And it's an argument to be done, but Steph Curry definitely, in these short amount of years that he's been in the league, has become one of the best shooters that anybody has ever seen.
I'll tell you what.
He's definitely the best shooter out there now, bar none.
If there was someone who I want to shoot, if I can win $1 million, you can choose any of these guys. I'm okay either way. I don't care what they miss. I'm like, dude, thank you.
Depending on how far.
My odds was even greater with you shooting than me shooting. Thank you very much.
Depending on how far away the shot is.
Yeah.
Because some of these I can make. If it's just one shot, I'm going to give it to the guy that made 77 in a row and 85 out of 100.
Yeah.
I'll give it to that guy no matter what.
I'm with you.
But I'll give it to any of them, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Even Dirk Nowitzki should be in this discussion,
Dirk was a great shooter.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many shooters that we can talk about.
But Dirk's game was so different.
Different, yeah. He posts us up a little bit more, too. So
I'm just talking about guys that would... But it's just amazing things. He'd take you off the dribble, step back and hit a 30-footer.
Yeah.
Where people are taking step back 15-footers and everybody's like, ooh. And when he does it, you're like, nah. We were watching, I think we were watching one night. We were just like, go away. Stop. And then you got a top 5 guy in Klay Thompson that can do the same stuff and just knocks down shots that you're like, he ain't making. Oh.
You kidding me?
You're like, oh.
Oh, man.
But Klay can go to the hole.
The shooting, there's so much tomorrow with this shooting going on now, and it's I'm expecting this to be a good NBA Finals, man. I really do. So, all right, this should do it for us. Let's close this bad boy up here.
Yes, please.
I'm sure Kevin got to go watch his shows and
softball.
So let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up here, and then we'll try to catch up, some podcasts throughout the week with NBA Finals a little bit. So. NHL hockey is on too. Go Tampa Bay Lightning. Woo!
I think they scored already.
Did they? I'm not much of a hockey watcher, but shout out to them. They're they're the only Florida team besides for softball that is
and Florida baseball and Florida team. State baseball and
that is doing anything. So, all right, make sure you stay tuned for me and Kevin throughout the week. You can follow me. You can follow the podcast at Boston Court. Follow me at CP.
Me at Kevin C2415.
You can find the Boston Court podcast on Podomatic by typing in the web browser CP.podomatic.com. If you want to find us on Facebook, just go ahead and go to that search bar and type in Boston Court podcast. You will see me and Kevin there chilling in a picture. Just split screen. But you'll find us there. We're there. Screen. Just give us a like. Hit like,
He's
please.
Chilling in a chair. I'm chilling with a gator.
There you go.
I think.
I
think that's still the picture that's up there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then there you go.
There you go. All right, so if you want to get the podcast content elsewhere, you can go to iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Windows, Zune, and many other sites as well. You can get the podcast. For you local people over here in Jacksonville, you want to get your hair cut, go holler at my man Chris Parker at Custom Cuts on the corner of Dunn Avenue and Lemon Turner, as Kevin called it. Mention the podcast, so you know the podcast, you listen to the podcast, Chris will get a $10 haircut. Speaking of, I put back my hat, time for me to get a haircut. So it's about that time for me to shape it up.
How is it we both need a haircut at almost the same time?
I know, man. It's weird. But I just think we get lazy and okay, it's time to cut it off.
I know, I'm like, my hair's getting long.
And watch, we'll somehow go
within a week, within a few days of each other.
And then we'll be like, how did you know? I don't know. I got it. So, but tune in to the NBA Finals tomorrow. Start at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna try my best to stay for the most of it, but
I'm not.
I'm not. So
I'll catch a little bit of it, and then I will fall asleep on the couch.
Well, it's in California, so it makes it really hard, man. So it's gonna be hard.
Hopefully, San Andreas fault doesn't open up.
Definitely. All right, well, that should do it for us. Speaking for Kevin Carr, this is Cortez Paul. This is the Boston Court Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the NBA Finals and the rest of your evening.
Bye.